Yeah, because
they had built
we didn't
up more,
establish the town, or I mean, they did, but not. Maybe it wasn't enough time spent with Boba Fett.
Wasn't enough time spent with Boba Fett. The whole of season, there should have been a second season. Whole season 2 should have been the conflict between Boba Fett and Cad Bane. Them butting heads the whole time,
and then you get some of the best bits.
Yeah. Like our puppy.
So yeah, welcome to the Garke House. Be sure to, you know what to do. Like and subscribe if you like our content. We have another channel too, Garke House Productions. We got like a Plague Doctor and General and stuff over there. We got a lot of fun videos and skits. So all right, back to the video.
It was really good. So what did you have? No, it was actually. It surpassed my expectations. A lot of shows like this, where it builds up this hard to the finale, sometimes they trip at the finish line, and I fully expected this to trip at the finish line. I hoped it didn't, but I set my expectations for it to be good, but lackluster compared to what it could be. This surpassed everything that I had in my head.
Okay.
This was great. The only thing I did not get out of it was I wanted somebody to look at Cad Bane and go, "This town ain't big enough for the two of us," just because that's fun. But
minus Cad Bane, all these characters are going to come back anyway, because it's pretty clear now. This is one continuous story in the Filoniverse that you just kind of bounce from show to show. So,
yeah, this was great. It was really, really good. We had all the fun Western tropes, basically circling the wagons. The townspeople come in, save the day from the ruthless land barons, and we get the bad guy gunslinger. We actually had a villain, like you were saying.
Yeah, we had.
And then we had a Godzilla scene as well. So it was it was awesome. It was so great.
Yeah. That actually, the Godzilla scene, having the Rancor. Which we called as soon as the Rancor came. And, I mean, come on, you'd have to be dumb not to see that.
I will write it.
Yeah, we were wondering, and I had just said, were they going to do that or not? And then he did. Yeah. And that reminded me of a Clone Wars episode. There was did you see that one? It was I can't remember the name of the monster, but I'm going to show a still, and it popped up.
I've seen all of the Clone Wars.
Do you remember? It was basically a Godzilla that had special armor that Palpatine was going to use because it can resist lightsabers.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was different. It was wandering around Coruscant. I think it even did the whole, grab onto the building thing. And I guess that's more King Kong, but
that was what, season 3?
That was early. That may have been season 2 even. Oh. But it was really, really cool. But
it was considerably cooler than the dinosaur that Boba Fett rode in his first appearance.
Well, you're right.
Silence.
Absolutely. No, the Rancor, and then it was fully grown, and it was awesome. But, all right, so that was, all right. So, yeah, there's a few problems with this series. But,
The series as a whole, or this episode?
I'm talking about the series as a whole now.
Okay.
There's a couple problems with it. So you're trying to do, how he's in the back of the tank the entire time. Well, not the entire time, but in the first 4 episodes, it kind of felt like it. And he's doing the flashbacks, and we kept going back to him on Camino as a child, and he's going up to the window in slow motion, and, "Oh, Dad, where you going?" And then Jango Fett runs off. He takes his ship and flies away. And so I was like, what is that about? All right, well, so he doesn't have a family. He didn't have a dad growing up. He grew up in a strange place. He doesn't have a mother. He's a clone. And so he doesn't have a family, not really.
Right.
And then even when you take that into the Clone Wars, he's a kid dealing with the worst of the worst bounty hunters, Cad Bane, and there was some other ones in there. And then so...
Wasn't Bask?
The crazy woman. Yeah, Bask. Yeah.
The lizard
guy. It is
guy.
Bask, isn't it? I think they did show up, the whole gang and everything. And so then you're going from that, he doesn't have a family, and then he blasts his way out of the Sarlacc pit, gets captured. And then the Tuskens, he proves himself to the Tuskens by killing that awesome creature, the centaur type
The centaur,
deal.
yeah.
And then they take him in, like, okay, you've proven yourself, all right. And then he gets a family. Now he has something to live for, turn the new
Immediately
leaf.
get killed after 5 years.
And then they get killed, yeah. And in the lifespan of the show, that's episode 3 at the beginning, that they're dead.
Yeah.
So they didn't do a good job of establishing at all that that this was the idea. Like, that's his family and whatnot.
Yeah,
It wasn't executed well.
that should have been in episode 6. Like, honestly,
Yeah,
that should have
come
been
back and forth.
That should have been the ending of episode 6 of the flashback where he goes and finds the dead.
Absolutely. And then
Especially since Cad Bane wouldn't shut up about it the whole episode. Like,
Well,
you
yeah.
killed your family.
so then he comes into this town, but he kills Bib Fortuna to take over being a crime lord, right? Because then, so the whole time during this finale episode, it's these are my people, this is my city. When was that? What? You were going to rule them as a crime lord? So like, when was that kind of? So it's maybe him adopting them as his new family. That's what I'm
Let me
getting
throw
at.
this out there. The way I took it was, he was sick of, like he even said that he was sick of idiots being in charge of people like him.
Yeah.
And in Mos Espa and Mos Eisley, everybody's like him. There's no good people,
I guess,
in the slums of the cities. So I think it was the idea of not necessarily him being a crime lord, but rather him being a brain in the throne rather than
well,
a moron.
Maybe because this is Tatooine, this is the Outer Rim. There isn't, like, I mean, they even said, like, in episode 1, way back in Phantom Menace, that the Republic doesn't exist out here. But it had the Empire was there. They had a strong presence.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they were trying to establish that with the Stephen Root character hoarding water, the kids running around on their 50s bikes.
Yeah, everybody's...
Which that was a nice nod to American Graffiti.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Everybody is some level of dirtbag.
Okay.
Well, even think about Uncle Owen. He was kind of a dick.
All right, but this is what I'm getting at, is that I get it, but it wasn't executed well.
It was confusing.
Yeah, well, this whole well, again, yeah, so that's what I say. That's what I mean. So the whole show it's confused about what it wants to do with Boba. Do we want to do the bounty hunter, or do we want to do the late in life, I'm turning a new leaf, I've found my family now.
I'm old and trying to get into heaven now.
Yeah, and then I was with Cad Bane. He's just... I
don't get your angle.
Yeah, I don't get your angle. And I'm like, yeah, I don't either. And I'm not sure Boba does either. And so, but then in that moment, when they have the final showdown, and then, I always knew you were a killer. Yeah, but I'm not. Oh, I guess he is. It's like, and then even
he never says I'm not.
I know he didn't say that, but that's the kind of thing that you're. If he didn't kill him, okay, but he did kill him. So. Yeah. So again, besides that's just I guess besides going off and having 2 of the best Mandalorian episodes, the Mandalorian, those were 2 great Mandalorian episodes in between there. But then for Boba's story, which the through line is that it's, am I gonna try this thing and not be a bounty hunter anymore? And it just didn't. It was just confusing, and it wasn't that well executed. But so that created some, I guess the pacing issues and different things. But in the end, overall, no, the action, especially for this episode, well, all the episodes, the action was awesome. The Rancor was awesome. He's riding
Except for the first
Rancor.
episode.
Well, I think that's the thing. Is it the first episode or the third episode that's the worst?
First episode.
Okay. I think I can agree with that. Yeah,
just because that.
Yeah, right.
Was unforgivable.
The ninjas. Oh yeah, the ninjas. Okay, besides the first episode, no, this was a great show. It was a great miniseries. I really do dig it.
It spun its tires in the first few episodes.
Yeah,
it failed to get traction. It got a bit of traction in episode 2. Episode 3 kind of lost a little bit, but then episode 4 through 7 were
4
phenomenal.
through 7 were great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Let me be clear. I really, really enjoyed this past episode. I love 5 and 6, the Mandalorian episodes.
2 of the 7 episodes were good, not great. the other 5 were phenomenal, damn near perfect Star Wars television.
Yeah, episode 4 where he actually sits down, he rescues Fennec. They go to like the mod shop or whatever, and she gets all fixed up and whatnot. Which the mods are a cool idea. Again, just not executed that well.
Yeah.
But a lot of that is Robert Rodriguez's fault because he's a B movie guy. That's what he does.
Yeah.
He does the sloppy, throwaway dialogue stuff. I mean, he did Machete. I mean, his whole thing was he wanted to do the exploitive B movie type of thing. So you're getting the kids running around, like, oh yeah, look at me, ooh, I'm so cool, and it's like it just.
The little spin that he did.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing? But at the same time, you're getting the awesome, badass stuff that Cad Bane is doing and Boba.
The Spy Kid stuff worked in this last episode.
And it worked. It was just
it didn't stick out this time. It flowed with the rest of it.
It wasn't a smack in the face of like, wait, what? And that sums up the confusion, I guess, of this whole season. This whole miniseries was just stuff came out of nowhere. We got all the stuff with Luke and Grogu. We thought we were gonna have to wait a year for.
Yeah.
But again, dude, this just goes back to how awesome of a ride this show was.
And you know what?
It's a good ride.
I know that they threw that stuff into this show because they were like, we don't have a lot riding on this show. This is kind of an experiment. So let's get that stuff out of the way so we could just dive right back in.
Yeah, I think
season 3.
I think you're 100% right too. And honestly, no show's done this that I know of where you just throw in
episodes from a totally different show.
From the show that you're a spinoff from. Mm-hmm. But I think, like you said, that's probably exactly why. And then at the same time, they're showing that this is the same. We're all in the same. I mean, obviously they're all in the Star Wars galaxy, but these are all connecting stories.
And Tamora Morrison loves this character. You can tell he's having a blast.
Oh yeah, no, I have no problem. With Boba.
I love him as Boba. Boba feels like Boba now.
Exactly. It's
fun. I have a feeling they might do the Book of Boba Fett season 2.
Well,
possibly. It's possibly where you actually have him go off and do adventures instead of just sitting on Tatooine the whole time.
Well, again, that adds the confusion at the end where it's like, maybe we weren't cut out for this.
Yeah.
What? But again, that's just structural problems. But in the end, episode to episode, no, this is escapism.
Yes.
I'm not watching somebody like. Look, I love independent films and weird movies. We know that. The Lighthouse is one of my favorite movies of all time. Okay, so the droid lady is back. Does she have a name?
Yeah.
What is her name? Who cares? She's the annoying droid lady, and she's back with a vengeance and a blunderbuss and a cart.
Great.
And whoa, and droids and Mando and whoa, and I lost a tooth. I lost my tooth now, and I love being annoyed by this character. Let me tell you.
I was gonna say you love to hate her.
This character is like, ugh. Like, okay, you want to make it probably crossed their minds. A spin-off droid lady, and it's do. Come on down to Mos Eisley. I got droids. I got this and that. Droid lady. And it's like, I could see that. Unfortunately,
she is basically annoying science guy that we love. That stereotype we love in every movie. All the action movies, she is that character for this. And
right now, there's a couple people like that I've ran into. We talk about the show or whatever, and like, oh yeah, the droid lady. I don't know, maybe they actually mentioned her by name. I don't know. Yeah, the lady that helps Mando. Yeah, she's pretty funny. I'm just thinking like, sure. I mean, I was disappointed when Cad Bane died because he was introduced and then he died.
It was a good death.
It was a good death. And actually, too, why you can find yourself being a little more, I think anyway, being a little more connected to like Mando or Cad Bane, they know what they are. The writers know what they are. You're this character. Whereas Boba, they're just confused the entire time. They're trying to do this, I have my family now. These are my people. And it's like, it works. But it's just not what, I mean, I get it, I guess. It's just not well executed. It's very sloppy.
Okay.
Yeah, to me anyway.
Let's talk about Cad Bane.
Let's talk about Cad Bane. Yeah, Bane.
No, he was probably my favorite part of this whole show. I'm not going to lie.
Again, probably because we know what he is. He knows what he is.
It was
There's no confusion.
A perfectly executed.
It was so good. That was perfectly executed.
Stereotypical evil bastard.
And he was just like, he was actually more vicious than in the cartoons.
Oh, he was so much worse than in the cartoons.
So much worse than the cartoons.
The cartoons, he was almost like, half the time he was badass, half the time he was almost bumbling and arguing with that droid, whatever they
the buddy droid, the buddy guy that's like, oh yeah, oh Cad Bane, oh, and it's like you feel bad for the droid because he's just abused.
Yeah.
Even in an episode of the Bad Batch, I think one of his legs comes off, and they have this person.
Oh, my thruster.
They have this person, prisoner, and they're just like, I'll help you, fix your leg if you let me go. Oh, Cad Bane is perfectly, he's good. It's like, gotta move on,
Piece of fuzz in the air.
Okay.
Ghosts. There's ghosts. No, it was great, and he was just so evil the whole time, and it was
like, great.
Yeah, I got to look out for the Tuskens. Oh, and then the Pike guy. Oh, you don't have to worry about them. We killed them all.
They're dead.
Yeah, they're all dead, and he just
about them.
And Cad Bane's like, shit, that's
like,
so evil. I love it. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Like he's just so evil, and I love it. And the whole time they're having the showdown, he was taunting Boba, which is so stereotypical in the best way.
No, it was great.
It was just the Western gunslinger showdown.
Oh yeah.
It was so good. It was so well executed. And he, the CGI for his face was really great. I loved all that.
I was just going to say, I think a lot of it's makeup and prosthetics.
I think so, at least the mouth.
And the reason is because it is a human mouth.
Yeah.
You can tell. And that's why everyone had it. This is why, guys, the issue of
that's how mouths are.
Where the nose is and where the mouth is, again, this is real life. It is not the animation. Animation is a stylized. You can make it look whatever you want. It's a style choice.
Yeah, it's cartoon. This was live action.
And it was freaking amazing.
I thought he looked perfect. I mean, and he was in jeans, like actual denim jeans.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, he had his own flamethrower, which I guess he did have in the cartoon too. I keep looking at the little gauntlets though. It looks like the Doctor Who booth.
It does kind of, yeah. Little blue gauntlets. No, he was a perfect villain for this, and I am disappointed we didn't get more of him because he is such.
Yeah, he should have showed up at the episode 1 or the very pilot episode, or what's the stakes? It was the beginning of the episode. It's just, well, I need to get out of here. Okay, he got out, and then he's just with these Tuskens. There was no enemy or anything, not until I guess the episode 2.
You know what? Honestly,
they kind of came around. There is no villain.
If they totally take the easy way out, which it's Disney and they are wont to do from time to time.
Yeah.
If Cad Bane comes back with a big robotic chest,
would you watch that show?
He didn't actually die, so we're bringing Cad Bane back, and now he's with an even bigger vengeance. Great. He's a cool character. I don't mind.
I would watch that show.
Would it be a cop-out? Absolutely.
Yes.
But if they do Book of Boba Fett Season 2 or Season 3 and...
Or he just shows up in The Mandalorian. Din Djarin, where's Boba?
Yeah, he just shows back up to be a heel to
Who cares?
Boba Fett.
It's fun.
Sure.
Because
as long as they can explain how he got from point A to point B, and it's not like somehow Cad Bane has returned.
Well, okay, but now that I've been clawing
somehow
at
the Emperor returned.
Well, yeah, I mean, come on. He already transported his consciousness in some BS story as to why he landed in a clone that's falling apart, and yeah, it looked cool, and it was the Sith always look cool.
Yeah,
it always looks cool, and that was one of the
Star Wars has really cool villains.
Yeah, but that's why we need them. That's what's The Mandalorian had villains the entire time.
Yes,
this show, it's like, yeah, but Pikes. Well, we all don't like the Pikes, but why? Well, okay, they did make that clear, the spice. Well, we can have scumbags, we just don't want drugs.
Right, they didn't drive the point home that they actually killed the Tuskens.
But I figured they did. That was the other thing too. Like the storytelling got ahead of
it. It kind of went over my head. I missed it. Like I never really got that.
I thought that's what it was. And then they're like, "Oh, we got revenge," and I accepted. I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I guess the gang did it." But
that's an example of show don't tell.
Yeah,
they should have shown like a helmet, like one of the Pike helmets sitting there off to the side or something like that.
Yeah, but when he went to visit the Pikes, and they kind of were like, yeah, well, you know, you have to talk to the other guys about it. And then he leaves, and he shows up at the Tusken Raider camp, and they're all dead. I'm like, oh, remember? I was like, oh, I think I even said it in the last review. The Pikes. So now in both time periods, he's going off, and we're going to have a Pike showdown. And then the next episode, he's killing all the bikers. And I went, oh, well, okay. But then it was them.
Right.
Well, it was just...
They confused themselves. The writers confused themselves.
This is what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Which
this show had its pockmarks. It was not a perfect show.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there was some issues behind the scenes. There's always rumors online, blah, blah, blah. And maybe there was. But there was a clear vision they tried to do. And by killing Cad Bane, you could say he killed his past. So that part is done. Redemption. And, okay, so if you bring Cad Bane back, you kind of ruin that arc, kind of, but who cares?
But do we care? No.
I don't.
No, he's such a cool character.
I mean, and also, I wanted to say, like, Luke Skywalker coming back, and he's CGI, and how I was, you know, maybe it's good that he kind of goes away so we can focus on the new characters and stuff. I mean, but would you watch a CGI Luke Skywalker show? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I would. I would, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who cares?
And you know, Star Wars also has a history of killing their villains and then bringing them back.
Like we just talked about.
Darth Maul.
Yeah, but that was so good, though. Yeah. That was probably the best version of it.
Imagine if they did that with Cad Bane.
He's got spider legs now. Yeah. Kenobi! Kenobi! You know? Kenobi! Oh, yeah. His whole arc in Clone Wars, and then he's in... You got to see Rebels already.
I need to watch Rebels, yeah.
Yeah, he shows up. That takes place 5 years before Episode 4. You know, Ahsoka, everybody's there. You know, Darth Maul finally gets killed by Obi-Wan, which is why he's not going to show up in the Obi-Wan show, because he's dead.
Yes.
Maul is dead this time, for real. Kenobi!
Yeah.
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 So, they did something new and original, really. I mean, this is a different... No one expected this for Boba Fett.
No, this whole show, they really doubled down. I thought this show was going to be The Godfather in space.
Yeah, it wasn't that.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be...
Well, it was kind of.
I thought it was going to be like Goodfellas in space, but it wasn't. It was...
No, Spy Kids in space.
Well, yeah, but
I'm making it sound worse than...
But it was like a full-blown, like, Cowboys and Indians Western.
The Western stuff works
the whole
more.
Way. And I'm loving the Western stuff in Star Wars. I'm glad that they've kind of doubled down on that in both The Mandalorian and Boba, because...
Yeah, like the Ring that you were on... with Mando, which actually I did some research, may very well be a nod to Ringworld, a series of novels, sci-fi novels called Ringworld, about big rings. And I think that's even where Halo got their...
I believe it is.
Inspiration for. I thought that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't ripping off Halo, they were ripping off of, like, you know, sci-fi stuff, like, you know, they did with Dune. That's cool.
Yeah.
And why not? I mean, it's all sci-fi. But anyway, if you were doing it on there, it could be, you know, the gangs of Ringworld, you know, or whatever, and that would be more of like a gangster thing, whereas we're on Tatooine, so it makes sense to do these Western type things. You know, Mos Pelgo, Freetown, you know, and all this.
You know, I just thought of something. Episode 5 and Episode 6, the two Mando episodes, served as the easy way of getting rid of two of the most problematic plot points that they would have going forward for Season 3 of Mando.
Do tell, because I'm actually intrigued here.
Him being caught up in the cult.
Okay.
Let's just wipe that off the table.
Let's get rid of that, yeah.
Let's get rid of that. Let him do his stuff. Let him take his helmet off if he wants to. And getting Grogu back.
Well, yeah, and it's the perfect... Let's get rid of it now so we can go and just do our Season 3 where, you know, who knows who the villain is going to be. I mean, Thrawn is going to be Ahsoka's villain. That could be amazing.
Oh, I hope they bring Boba in to help with that.
Oh, I'm sure they will. But that was great. I mean, what you just said, that was... Yay!
I did a smart! They're few and far between, but I do have my brilliant moments. I do. Patreon. We have one.
It's pretty good.
We have shirts.
You can get a t-shirt like this that says this on it.
The plague
Don't you want that?
The plague is a fat. I know I want it.
The plague is a fat.
The plague
It's
is
a plague doctor.
Look at all this fat.
Plague doctors are pretty cool right
all
now.
on display. And that, yeah, it's very thematic for the environment right now.
Yeah.
Just everything going on in the world.
Yeah. We got a couple, they're really easy tiers, meaning like, cheap.
$3, $5 a month.
Come
Guess
on.
what? That's like one chicken sandwich that you don't get.
It's one,
That's one chicken sandwich.
You go out.
One of us
Exactly.
could get instead of you.
You probably spend at least $10 every single day on a coffee. This, you won't even notice it's gone.
Yeah.
Do you notice how many subscriptions you have? You probably subscribe to all the different
As
streaming services.
As a millennial, I know that I spend at least $36 a day on coffee.
Do you really?
No.
Coffee. We have a Patreon. Go check it out. And special thanks to everyone that is a patron.
Yeah, it helps us keep the channel rolling, helps us
make more doctors, more videos about plague doctors.
Yeah.
More videos about like a general, like a 94's reporter and stuff. That kind of thing. Yeah. All right, back to the book of Boba Fett.
Fett. This episode is my favorite Western.
So okay, so yeah, real quick. So what is your favorite episode? Do you have one
for this season?
Well, this season, yeah.
The last episode.
Last episode.
Yeah, this last episode. Just because it was straight up, just
they threw everything.
This is the Alamo. This is our backup point.
They threw all of it at the wall.
They threw everything but the kitchen sink in here, and I loved it. It was the perfect amount of bloated, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
They threw everything in because they knew at least one thing was going to stick for each person watching it.
Right.
And normally when you get that, you get over-bloated. That's what happened with Spider-Man 3, the Sam Raimi one.
I was going to say, No Way Home is awesome.
Yeah, No Way Home. They did that right as well.
They did that right.
So they did this one right. So score 2 for the huge friggin' team-up things with Disney, I guess.
Yeah, and we knew they were going to do that. I think it was just, we were surprised by design, I think, that they actually just did it now. We expected the Book of Boba Fett. We expected Boba Fett, not Mando and Grogu and everybody, really.
This was Mando season 2.5, let's face it.
Well, that's what again, like we've been saying, this is the sequel.
I love how, because Mando has nothing to live for now, because it's like, all right, I'm going to let my son go and be a Jedi and just forget about him.
I wanted to talk about this scene,
and then he's like, hey, Mando, look who I got right there. And he's like, yeah, because he's like, he was saying to Boba, then we both die with honor.
Yeah.
So he's like fully accepted, I'm going to die. And so he's, get out of here, get the hell out of here, hops on. Look who I got, Mando. And he's just, what? Oh, no. My son. Boy, am I happy to see you, but this is the worst timing possible for you to show up.
Which that was, I guess that what the name of the episode was, For Honor, I think.
Something like that. And I'm going to be pissed if in editing you did not zoom in on my face when I did the thing.
Oh, just now?
Yeah.
I'm going to zoom in when you were doing this with your ear.
Itching my ear.
Yeah, the scene where it was like they're all ready to die now, I didn't really feel it.
I did.
And it was because, it's the Creed. Well, he helped Mando do that whole thing in season 2, right? So, okay, he might owe him, and now he's this oath. Okay, Luke is safe. Okay.
They also made fun of it straight up, because it was, that's our Creed. You really believe in that bullshit?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. All right.
I'm happy though.
Yeah.
Or didn't he say I'm glad though, or something like that, or no?
Something.
I'm glad.
I'm
glad because I need help right now.
Yeah, it was basically like, all right, then we're both gonna die for honor.
Yeah.
You believe in that horse shit?
Yeah. Well, and to really drive that point home, it goes back to like, these are my people, and I'm like, well, fine, but it wasn't established well enough for me to care that much. So it's like, I get it, I follow you.
This would have been a great season 2 finale for the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, because
they had built
we didn't
up more,
establish the town, or I mean, they did, but not. Maybe it wasn't enough time spent with Boba Fett.
Wasn't enough time spent with Boba Fett. The whole of season, there should have been a second season. Whole season 2 should have been the conflict between Boba Fett and Cad Bane.
That'd be great.
Them butting heads the whole time,
and those were some of the best bits.
Yeah, I would have loved a whole episode of just them shooting verbal barbs at each other.
And I had no clue, man. It was the best surprise. Even better than Luke Skywalker and Ahsoka showing up.
Oh, yeah.
Cad Bane just showing up.
And he's such a minor character, too. It's so cool that they brought him in and made him that cool.
Yeah, and it...
Because he was cool in the Clone Wars. In kind of a...
Really
cool. He was a badass, but he had like a slightly dorky...
Yeah,
dorkiness to him. And now it's just like he comes in and he's like the scariest motherfucker in the whole galaxy.
How about this? Let's do what's my favorite Mando episode this season and my favorite Boba Fett episode.
Okay.
My favorite Mando episode is, well, it's got to be episode 5.
Yeah.
It's on Ringworld and stuff. As much as I love all the Luke and Ahsoka stuff, that's great. Mm-hmm. It's not really focused on any of the Mandalorian or even Boba.
That was our dessert after a delicious meal.
Yeah, that's Grogu and Luke. They're the heart and soul of that particular episode.
Yes.
And then you get the awesome Cad Bane intro, but...
Yeah.
So that was my favorite Mando episode.
Bam.
Because, we saw new stuff. Ringworld, he's in a butcher shop, and...
Oh, yeah.
The violence was...
Chops a guy in half.
Was really... Yeah, and
Which I actually saw a video on YouTube not but like 20 minutes ago before we started setting up for
chopping
this.
meat now?
Where it was talking about Disney Plus can't have a swear word.
Oh, yeah.
And it shows him like, "Dag Ferrick!" And it's like, but then... and they was playing the Doom Eternal music. It's chopping guys up.
Yeah, that is a good point. I mean, even in episode 4, he's just, what the hell are you doing? And I think he even says damn it at one point, right?
He says damn a couple times, yeah.
Yeah, Hans, but then never again. They never do it again in any Star Wars film, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, okay, so Finn in episode 7, when they're in the TIE Fighter, really calmly says, damn it. And it's like, why even put it in then?
They say move your ass in episode 9.
Oh, well, all right, cool.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be there.
It's 8 or 9. No, Star Wars is not a universe where you need swearing. I like that they added in the fun stuff that's like the universe swearing,
well,
which
Ferrick,
is fun.
They say that a lot in Rebels, too.
Yeah.
Which, I'm not going to go off on a... I was just going to say...
Star Wars swears?
I was going to say Rebels is really cool, and it based its design off of the Ralph McQuarrie paintings, and he's really the one that designed Star Wars. Have you seen Ralph McQuarrie? His drawings and shit? Which brings me to the Easter egg. Remember when they go through that painting? That's a Ralph McQuarrie concept art painting. They just took Luke out of it.
I didn't
but
know
Boba's in there.
Cool.
Yeah, I saw that. I'll show a still of it.
Huh. Rancor testicles!
Yeah! It's really cool.
That is actually really cool.
Because he's really the one, I mean, even his face is in Yoda. He's like, I'll just do my face. I mean, he's the one that really created the, Lucas came to him, weird things. Like, he doesn't know. You need someone to put it on paper.
Yeah.
That's what the concept artist is for. And he's really the one that made Star Wars.
The flavor of Star Wars.
I mean, really he did. And it's great. So then my favorite Boba episode is episode 4. Because that's the one where he rescues Fennec. Did I already say this?
You touched on it.
I think I started to say that, yeah. And then they're running around in Boba's palace, and he gets his ship back and all this kind of stuff. That was just to me, that was like the purest of that. I don't know, the best well-written.
Okay, so you think that was the best well-written, that was your favorite. Which episode do you think has the most rewatchability?
That's not Mando?
That's not Mando.
Dude, you could throw on the finale and just watch it.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
The finale is it's one long action scene. It's great. Dude, I could watch that Rancor stuff a million times. Yeah. It's so good.
I like the shootout stuff even.
Yeah, the shootout stuff.
And I love that they had the,
It was satisfying. I mean,
Cad
Bane is awesome.
Black Cranston came in.
Oh, yeah.
Badass. No, Chrysanthemum came in and they kept calling him Santo.
Yeah, what is that about? Is that his last name?
I wonder if that's his first name, Santo Chrysanthemum, or maybe it's because Chrysanthemum, Santo. Maybe that's a nickname for him.
Yeah, maybe, because it is Black Chrysanthemum. It is. That's his name.
And so...
They say Chrysanthemum.
So Santo, Wookiee Claus. He comes in... But no, he comes in, he was a badass, everybody's getting overrun, and he comes in and, the pigs just died.
Oh yeah, the pigs died.
And he... No, he's blasted through. He gets shot like 38 freaking times in the episode and keeps going as a badass. So you get that.
They had blood.
You got this. They did have blood.
They had blood.
They have the stereotypical character in all the westerns, like they had in the Magnificent Seven, where actor who plays the
Oh,
Kingpin.
just the bruiser, the big guy, the big guy.
Get the big guy that gets shot like 18 times and just shakes it off.
Yeah.
No, that was great.
Yeah, everybody had something to do.
Everybody had something to do. Even the Spy Kids.
The mods, whatever you want to call
them. Yeah, the
them.
mods. They were cool. I like it. They killed off a lot of the annoying ones.
And actually, they would be really good in a comic book.
They would be great in the Clone Wars. Like if
as cartoons.
If they did like
you're absolutely correct.
If they did a continuation of like something along the line of like Rebels or something like that, same art style, the mods would be great. They would be really great actually.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, all the Rancor stuff was really great. I like that Grogu got to
do some Force stuff.
He got to do some Force stuff, which was fun.
Yeah.
It was all just great. This was very satisfactory.
And Cobb is alive. He's going to become a mod now.
Yep. Somebody posted a meme that I saw earlier where it was him with like the upper half of his head as RoboCop, and it said,
"Oh gosh,"
it said RoboCob.
Well,
RoboCop, half man, half machine.
Well,
all martial.
you figure you're probably just going to have a fake arm now.
He's going to have like a robot C-3PO arm,
so
and it's going to be cool.
He's going to. I could really defend this town now. Oh no, they better not do that.
I'm cool with that. Just have the sheriff in the town type of show. I'd dig that.
Oh, well,
or maybe he's just going to be a recurring character in if they do like a season 2 of Book of Boba Fett or something.
I think I'm saying his name right. Timothy, is it? I don't know if it's
Oliphant.
So it is Oliphant.
I'm pretty sure.
Not Olympiant?
I'm pretty sure it's Timothy Oliphant.
Okay. So he's like one of the.
Am I right?
That I don't know either, but that's what he does. He does.
If we're wrong in the comments, tell us we're
wrong in the comments.
Stupid last name wrong.
But he's coming back for a justified continuation. It's going to be based on some novel, and then he's in Deadwood. Deadwood's a really good Western show too. So he's played the sheriff.
He's really good at playing a cowboy.
He's one of the last or only actors maybe that he's just continuously playing that character. But it's good. It suits him.
Mm-hmm. Suits him really well.
I still can't get over that he's in Star Wars now. It's actually kind of bizarre when you think about it, but.
And his showdown with Cad Bane, he played that because a lot of people they'll play that too melodramatic, and he just played it how you'd imagine that would have happened in the Old West, where he's just kind of like, oh shit.
And you can tell he's a seasoned actor.
Yeah.
Which it's kind of interesting when you look at the show, and you got like the kids, and they're really trying, and it comes off as cringy sometimes. Fennec, I don't know what the deal is. She's way cooler in the show, in the Clone Wars show.
Tamora Morrison, you can definitely tell that he's used to doing a lot of voice acting and stuff like that.
There's some overacting sometimes.
There's some overacting sometimes. A lot of it is close-ups, and he's trying to put a lot into it, and he's trying to put some of the Maori stuff into it, and it's good, but you get
it works for him, I think, because he's Boba Fett. But you're right. It can be over dramatic sometimes.
Little melodramatic, but like Pedro Pascal.
Oh, he's great.
He shows more emotion in his show and this show,
and
while wearing a helmet, like you can't see his face. Guy.
No, you're right, but I think also that because he's filming The Last of Us right now, I don't know if when they were filming Boba Fett, this time last year, if he ever put on the suit.
Yeah, I wonder if that was him.
Because he has 2 stunt doubles. One of them is John Wayne's grandson, and then this other stunt man, I can't think of his name, but
all of them hold themselves exactly the same.
You would never know it's 3 different people.
It's very good. Usually you can tell when it's somebody, but you could give me a scene, I wouldn't be able to tell you who was in the scene. Yeah,
it's great, and you're right. I mean, he's a great voice actor.
Yeah, with the voice acting, he puts so much freaking emotion into it. It's just so good.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't had that much where you could tell exactly what their face looked like since, like, Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And that's James Earl fucking Jones.
Well, and luckily the guy, who doubled him in the trilogy?
David Bradley, wasn't it? Or something like that? Or no.
He just died.
It was...
Big, huge man. Crap.
Yeah, the British guy.
Well, he was overacting and overplaying it because he was like trying to get his voice out. But he's in a mask, so it's find the things. I want them alive, and it's
Right.
like so that helps.
David Prowse.
David Prowse. We are so sorry.
Yeah.
But he did an excellent job doing all these things.
Oh yeah, physically.
Yeah. And I think by the because the first episode, or episode 4, I'm not sure he even knew that the voice was going to be over. I don't think anybody knew. I remember them talking about like, what is this? Is he going to be some Scottish guy? We don't know.
Mm-hmm. Which I am very excited to see how Hayden Christensen does. In the suit.
Yeah.
Because
moving on.
That the couple scenes that he had in episode 3 where he was in the suit, he did very well.
It was good.
And he's a good actor.
Mm-hmm. He's a good Anakin.
He suffered from bad writing.
Bad writing, bad direction.
Yes.
But he did his best with what he had.
Because the prequel trilogies, with as much of a treasure as they are now,
Has problems.
They've
some problems.
they've aged well.
I think they have. Yeah, you could think that they've been like they could have come out last year.
Yeah, but it's nobody told George Lucas no.
Well, yeah, no, he got his way.
Everything that he wanted to do, nobody was like, George, no. Like, even
he's gonna...
famously in the original trilogy, I think wasn't it Harrison Ford that told him, like, George, you can write this stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't.
You can't say it. Mm-hmm. Like,
you can write this shit, but you can't say it. Mm-hmm. Pretty sure that was a direct quote.
Yeah.
But they did it anyway. Well, that movie really was...
Find yourself floating home.
That movie really was saved in editing.
There's something alive in here. It's just your imagination.
Yeah, which actually was George Lucas's ex-wife, and then those 2 other guys that edited episode 4.
Okay.
And they... What, you want me to do?
There's something alive.
There's something alive in here.
It's just your imagination.
Oh, Han.
What? So funny.
Oh, there's something alive in here. That's your imagination.
Something just went past my leg.
Kid.
It's just your imagination. It's so great.
I love doing that with him. But moving forward.
Did you see that? No, that's what it is. Did you see that? What?
That's what it was, yeah. Just that one day, I was just like, "Did you see that? What?" But that's Han. He's amazing. He's amazing.
Harrison Ford will always be the best part of Star Wars. He was so good.
Check out my channel, Film Slate Films. I do a lot of videos showcasing footage from the G85, and I throw up some fun videos like going hunting and whatever. And how about your channel?
You just love doing that.
What?
You just set me up and making me say it.
Say it.
Say it.
Say the title.
No, I'm going to be having a gaming channel. It exists. There's nothing on it right now. The Distinguished Big Stinky. We're going to be doing a lot of playthroughs and stuff like that. It's going to be fun.
The links are in the description below, as well as to Garke House Productions. Mm-hmm. Please like and subscribe to this channel. It's an easy job. It costs you nothing. Just go over to the subscribe button. Click subscribe. That's
and leave a like too, because the like is even.
It's good.
I hear it even burns less calories than clicking the subscribe button.
I mean, yeah, you just move your wrist over a little bit, hit that bell, hit the subscribe button, and yeah.
I mean, yeah, you hit the bell, then you're going to get an announcement every time my fat ass does anything on this channel.
All right, so if you like us, like and subscribe. I mean, if you don't like us, tell us what they're going to do to us if you don't like it.
Go to the comments, write a whole story about us where we show up at the end of like one episode, make us into really cool characters, and then kill us immediately. Stab us in the chest with a gaffy stick! Stand triumphantly over our corpses! Because we suck.
And then do weird, unnecessary flips like Fennec Shan.
Do it!
See you next time!
Do it now!
See you in the next review.
Do it!